What up, Internet? It makes every other military blunder look like a tactical genius move. Get ready, because we're going down under to the glorious year of 1932 for the legendary Great Emu War. So, picture this. It's the 1930s, Australia. Farmers in the Campion district of Western Australia are having a bit of a problem. Not kangaroos, not dingoes, but emus. Thousands of them. We're talking like 20,000 giant, flightless birds descending on their wheat crops like a feathery, unstoppable army. The farmers, naturally, pleaded for help. And who do you call when you've got a bird problem? The military, obviously. So, the Australian government, in its infinite wisdom, dispatched a small contingent of soldiers from the Royal Australian Artillery. Leading the charge was Major G.P.W. Meredith, armed with 2 Lewis automatic machine guns and about 10,000 rounds of ammunition. His mission: to defeat the feathered menace. Because, when facing birds, your first thought is always machine guns. Right, not like a really big net. The soldiers arrived, probably feeling pretty confident. Birds, theft, this'll be a cakewalk. They set up their positions, ready to mow down the emu hordes. Their initial strategy: to try and herd the emus into a kill zone. But here's the thing about emus: they're surprisingly smart, incredibly fast, and they're not exactly known for following orders. They scattered like feathered ninjas, making them almost impossible to hit. It's like trying to play whack-a-mole with a bullet, but the moles are 8 feet tall and hate your crops. The machine guns kept jamming. The emus would just sprint away, dart around, and disappear into the bush. Major Meredith and his men were expending rounds at an alarming rate, with very little to show for it. At one point, they tried mounting a machine gun on a truck. Great idea, right? Mobile firepower. Except the truck couldn't keep up with the emus on the rough terrain, and the gunner couldn't aim accurately while bouncing around. After about a week of this, the war was an absolute disaster. The military had fired thousands of rounds and killed, by some estimates, only a few hundred emus. Meanwhile, the emus were still out there, probably laughing in their giant, birdie way. Major Meredith eventually admitted defeat. The soldiers were withdrawn. The emus had effectively won the war against the Australian army. The whole debacle became a national embarrassment and a source of endless amusement. It perfectly illustrated the absurdity of trying to solve an ecological problem with military tactics, especially when your enemy is a bunch of tall, dumb but fast birds. The Great Emu War stands as a hilarious reminder that sometimes nature bats last, and sometimes nature has legs and a serious aversion to machine gun fire. So, next time you think you've got a tough day at work, just remember Major Meredith trying to outsmart a flock of giant feathered menaces with a jamming machine gun. It could always be worse. Anyway, that's all for today. What's the most absurd war or conflict you've ever heard of? Let me know in the comments below. Stay weird, Internet. Peace out.